Hey, welcome into Shockerland. I'm Billy. Kyle is here, and it is tournament time.
It
not
is.
Not NCAA tournament, not yet. Conference tournament. Conference tournament season is going on. And so, Kyle, as we look to the American Athletic Conference in Orlando, as we are live from Orlando.
Look at this.
Hey,
We're really there.
Sure, broke the bank on our budget there to fly us all to Orlando. But no, the tournament will be in Orlando.
Yes.
No fake news there. And so as we look, let's put the bracket on the screen because we can do some fancy things. We'll put the bracket on the screen so you can see. Kyle, Wichita State's the number 2 seed in this bracket, and they've, as a top 4 seed, you get the bye on that first round, so that's a good thing. But Wichita State still has a more difficult path because they lost to Cincinnati in that final game. Cincinnati's the 1 seed. Explain to us why that is. Why is this a little bit more difficult path for Wichita State?
Yeah, I mean, because if you look at the conference bracket here, there are 2 or 3 great teams right now: Cincinnati, Wichita State, and Houston.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for the Shockers, they're on the side of the bracket with Houston, and so in order to get a chance to play the Cincinnati, assuming the Bearcats make it to the championship game, they would first have to face Temple, most likely, then Houston, and then Cincinnati.
Okay.
And so those are three teams the Shockers have already lost to this season.
Yeah. Out of their 4 losses, that's 3 of them in the conference.
So that's kind of unfortunate for the Shockers. However, it gives them a chance to sort of get revenge on these teams. And again, you never know. There are always upsets in these things. So I still don't think it's likely that they'll face all 3, assuming they win. But yeah, it's a tougher path than Cincinnati having to face Tulsa.
It is. Wichita State has lost to all 3 of those teams, has also beaten all 3 of those teams too,
that is
because they split. So, but yes, I get it because, as you said, 3 elite teams, 3 teams that are going to the NCAA tournament, pretty much regardless of what happens in this tournament. Cincinnati, Wichita State, and Houston. Having to be one of those teams and then play the other 2 is the hard part. Cincinnati would only have to play 1. And so that's what we're looking at. Plus then, man, Temple, that's a tough draw. Now, maybe Tulane makes an upset, but probably not. Temple's a good team. And for Wichita State to play them again, what needs to happen to avoid that upset?
Against Temple?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, hopefully the good Temple team doesn't show up.
Yeah, they shot the ball incredibly well.
Yes, because
in Temple. Yeah.
CBS's John Rothstein constantly refers to Temple as the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde team. And it's so true. I've watched so many Temple games this year, which is sad for me. But anyway, they have so many games where they've played extremely well, where they beat Clemson, Auburn, Wichita State. But then they've lost to some terrible teams. And to end the conference, they lost to Tulsa and UConn when they had to win those teams or to beat those teams to even make it back on the NCAA bubble.
Yeah.
And so to avoid an upset here, and the Shockers just have to play better. I know that sounds stupid.
Consistent,
but they have to bring their A game because Temple has talent, but they don't always put it together well.
Yeah. Let's look at the rest of this bracket now. One thing that makes March Madness so fun are the upsets.
Yes.
You know, you just have to be better than that team for that one night, and that's it. You know, and so do you see any potential upsets? Are there any matchups here you say, you know what, this is where I would look for a possible upset?
I say 2 of them.
Okay.
One is Memphis over Tulsa.
Okay.
Assuming Memphis can get past
Got to get
USF.
past USF, yeah.
Which
That's going to
USF,
happen. That's going to happen.
Well, USF did beat Memphis in Memphis last week.
Yeah.
So there is that potential there that they lose.
Yeah.
But the other one, and Shocker fans, you're not going to like this, and it's what I already referred to.
What?
Is Temple
Oh, man.
possibly over the Shockers.
See,
now,
you're vocalizing this. Don't verbalize this.
I don't see this as
We're worrying about
as
it.
likely.
Yeah. Okay.
But there is a better chance than probably most Shocker fans want to believe.
Yeah. The other one I want to point out, UCF, this is basically a home tournament for them. It's really close. Now, they're not playing in their home arena. They're playing in Orlando. UCF is just north of Orlando. But that one, I imagine there's going to be a lot of UCF fans there, more likely than anyone else. I could see them maybe picking off Houston in that second round. As that would see. It'd be great for Wichita State fans.
Yeah.
But that's another one I would look for. You know, Cincinnati, I think we can expect them to roll through. That's an easy side of the bracket, I think. The other cool thing to see in this is you look at what the TV assignments are. Okay, so the whole first round is on ESPNU. The second round, ESPN2, ESPNU. And then the semis and finals, Saturday and Sunday, CBS games. Nationally televised on network TV. These are going to be some big games, and they're in those prime slots, too. Wichita State would play 2:30 Central Time, Wichita time on Saturday and on Sunday, if they can get that far. So to a national audience. Kyle, is there an opportunity, it's kind of last thing, is there an opportunity for Wichita State to improve their resume and maybe how far could they jump up, say, in their NCAA tournament seeding, or is it too late now to talk about that?
No, I don't think it's too late at all.
Okay.
Now, we don't know exactly where the selection committee has the Shockers right now, but it's probably on the 4 or 5 line.
Okay.
And so if you look at the potential to play Temple, Houston, and Cincinnati, Temple right now is borderline top 50 RPI. But if Temple gets in that top 50 RPI and the Shockers win those 3 games, because it's a neutral site, those would be 3 quadrant 1 wins,
Okay.
which the committee is putting more emphasis on this year. And so the Shockers have great potential, I believe, to boost their seeding up at least a line.
Okay. I got to tell you, to be a 4 or 5 seed, to go to a 3 seed, that is a whole different part of the bracket.
Yes.
That would be very valuable. You want that 3 seed because then you're in with the 6. You're on that. You're on the side with the 2 seed, and then you wouldn't face the 1 seed until the Elite 8. If I'm remembering that right, I think I got all that math in my head. But that would be very advantageous to be able to jump up to that 3rd seed, and I think it's attainable for Wichita State, but only if you win out. Only
Yes.
if you make a run in this tournament. It's possible. To expect it or say it's going to happen, I don't know about that. I don't know if they would be the favorite to do it either. Cincinnati, we saw that defense is unbelievable. That half-court defense is awesome. I like it when Wichita State is pushing the ball against them. They're better in transition than Cincinnati. But that's probably a whole nother podcast, a whole nother episode there. So that's what we're seeing live from Orlando. The AAC Tournament. It starts Thursday, but the real good stuff gets underway Friday with Wichita State playing at 6 p.m. on ESPNU against the winner of Temple and Tulane. Check them out.